floor here. We'll just dump that right in the middle, as you do. And then we will put a floor directly above it. I don't think we can make this window any bigger, unfortunately. We want the... oh, that's just to get the stuff back if it disappears. And this can come down here because we have way more room than this game thinks we do. We'll turn off fast mode for a second. I'm not sure if that actually has any functional effect. Let's see, elevators, background events, people and effects, animations, yes, that's all good. This has a finance window too. Oh boy! Oh wow, you can actually find individual people. I've never messed with that feature. Okay. So we can do evaluations, pricing, and real-time editing. So let's... oh, you can't build while paused. Of course you can't build while paused. That would be silly. Also, don't mind the icons flickering. It just does that, I guess. Let's see. We need a stairwell. Will be that just about in the middle. And... oh, offices and condos, that's what those are. Okay, so we'll have some fast food right up here on the second story. And we'll put some offices down here as well. And then one floor higher up, put down a row of condos, which of course nobody can access yet because we haven't built the floor. Ah! Okay, one more space of lobby, fine. It is a little bit weird that the game just doesn't quite get how to do man, what am I even saying? It doesn't quite understand how to do, like, context cues. So, like, for instance, it doesn't understand that on the first floor it has to be lobby, so there's no point in selecting any other tool. And on the second plus floor up until, what is it, I think every 25th floor has to be a lobby. You know, it just doesn't place the correct terrain type up there. Okay, so let's see. Let's turn fast mode back on. Let's see what we get. So we start getting people moved in. Awesome. Alright, so finance window. Oh. Oh boy. So this is expressed in thousands, it looks like. We're losing money on fast food, but that's okay because there's no one around to buy any of it. Oh, we can't place stairs until we've placed the next floor. Okay. Well, that is just fine. We'll place another couple floors. Then we will start filling those up. We want more condos, more offices as well. And right now we're placing stairs as well as the elevator floors, but that is not because we want to necessarily keep the stairs there indefinitely. We are probably going to want to move those later. Well, not enough money for construction. That's not ideal. Let's just zoop that up there so that we can start making some money on it. Oh no. for us to get some of the underground stuff, because that's always fun. That also should fill up pretty quickly. More stairs, more stairs. I always did find it very satisfying kind of watching the elevator move and fill up and empty. Let's have another few floors here. This game does build quite quickly. Let's see how we're doing on those shop profits. Income negative 180. I mean, that's not ideal. Scoot myself back up. Let's see. Construction costs are, of course, massive. Net revenues are actually pretty darn good because of all those condos. We did get hit by a weekend, so the offices aren't really showing us anything at the moment. It's not at all surprising. I'm sure there is more strategy to this game than I ever understood growing up. The way that I always played it was you just sort of muddle through, and eventually you get to a point where everything is great. No. 2-star rating! Yay! And you have to leave. Let's see. Okay, we can do hotel rooms now, that's good. So we'll fill out this level of condos and then start filling in hotel rooms just everywhere. Because we want to make use of that. And this is a security office. I genuinely don't remember what these do. Security lives up on the 10th floor now. Let's see if we can get more information by inspecting it. No. No, we cannot. And we could also definitely... Hello! Welcome, Scarlet. We could definitely do with another elevator. And I also need to figure out if I can remember how service buildings work. Okay, so we'll have that, and then the service elevator needs to start on that floor. And then we'll figure out the rest afterwards. So as you can see, we're playing SimTower: The Vertical Empire, which is just a genuine delight of an old game. It's nothing super out there in terms of all the games ever, and in fact, yeah, it's very quaint. Like it's a small game. There's not that much to do with it. But it is a lot of fun, and it holds up surprisingly well at this point. So basically what we're doing right now is just, we're in our rapid growth stage. We just want to start building up anything and everything as fast as the game will let us. Right now, we've just barely gotten access to the level 2, or the 2-star buildings. Oh my, what did I just do? Oh, that's the map, okay. Yeah, so the gist of what we're doing right now is... Oh, that's annoying. We are just shoving buildings in here as quickly as possible. We're not really worrying too much about what anything is. So at the moment, let's see, these are all not evaluating terribly well, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, I've tried to make the game larger, but I can't seem to make it do that. It just wants to be this size. But yeah, so the gist of it is you just build up a tower, and eventually, just everything works out well. There aren't really that many different things going on in the game. It's just kind of you just build stuff, and then you have a tower that has some stuff built in it. It's a little bit shallow compared to, say, SimCity, is my point. But that said, I wonder if I can build this. Oh, I can. Okay, good. With that shallowness accounted for, it is very charming. It's not like anything incredible. If you want a game that's exactly like this but that is pretty incredible, look no further than what is it called? Project High Rise, which came out just last year, I think, and which is excellent. Yeah, so I've been playing this for about 10 minutes, and this is already where we're at. Pretty much my strategy so far is just slam down buildings as quickly as possible, since the rewards that you get and the advancement of the game is purely based on your population. Doesn't matter how well or poorly you're managing things, it's just how many people do you have in your tower at any given moment. So you get more people in the evenings, especially for the hotel rooms, and more people during weekdays in the offices, which remain vacant the rest of the time. Let me see if I can remember how to set... Oh, that's not what I wanted. There's a way to set the parameters of an elevator. Oh, here we go, yeah. So we will... Waiting curve response 5 folks closer. Oh my. There's a lot more settings on this than I ever really bothered with, and I genuinely don't think that we need too much. We don't need to fuss too much about this. So we're putting this elevator on floor 6 by default. Basically that's going to make it so that traffic up here actually gets served in a reasonable time frame, whereas this elevator is going to serve traffic primarily from the lobby on up. What does that even mean? Okay. Yeah, so pretty much just most of this game's gameplay is just you kind of watch different cycles as they occur. So, for example, right now we're looking at the weekend, so we're seeing the offices completely empty, but the condos and the hotels are full. The hotels are starting to empty out, so we've got this service elevator taking cleaning staff from right here, housekeeping floor 10, and we have 4 housekeepers here. I think there's one currently moving around. They will walk out over the floor that they're currently on, as well as any floor that the service elevator can take them to, and clean up the rooms so that they can then be reused the following day and continue to give you income. Now, this all, as I said, occurs in cycles. So right now we're just waiting for income to be satisfactory so that we can continue building more stuff in general. There is probably quite a bit of strategy to it, but I've never really grasped what that strategy is, because it's a very forgiving game. There isn't really anything that's going to make you lose. It's just a matter of waiting until you work out what else you need to do. So, but I do think it's very pretty. I just like the look of it. It's this neat little cross-section of a building, lots of cute little sprites. You can see like the beds in the roofs. Yeah, strategies make tower. Yeah, that's exactly true. You pretty much, you just wait until it gives you money, and then you use the money to make tower, and then you have tower, and then the tower is big. The victory condition is you get 5 stars, and literally the only thing that happens when you max out your star counter is that you get a cathedral that you can bulldoze you know, a couple of condos on the top 2 floors and you build a cathedral, and that's it. The game doesn't end, you don't get a reward screen, nothing happens, you just have a cathedral. Which, I mean, I'm fine with that, I think it's great. But it is a little bit weird that that's like the big reward. There isn't, you know, there's no victory screen, there's no end point, there is nothing. It's just, and now you've got a dome. You can only go up to 100 floors, you can only go as wide as the map is. It's the same map every time, there are no conditions or constraints, it's just, you have this space, do whatever you want. Which is very in line with a lot of the other sim games that were out at the time. So like Sim Ant has an actual campaign, but for example Sim Farm and Sim Earth and Sim Life are literally just, you're in this environment, do whatever. And this is kind of halfway between the two. This is like a little bit, this is somewhere between just a pure simulation and actually like gameplay stuff. So I think it kind of lives in an interesting niche compared to the rest of the franchise, or the, not even really a franchise, but just all the sim stuff in general. So at this point we're in the watch it go mode because we don't have very much money. Okay, so fast food just paid us. And we do have a finance window here, of course. So we've got 100,000 maintenance cost this quarter. Oh yeah, it's a quarterly income, isn't it? I think the way that it renders is that there's 1 week per quarter of the year. So basically you go through 4 weekends per year, 4 weeks per year, and then it moves on to the second, you know, to the next year. So let's see, construction costs, of course, are quite high, because we've been aggressively building crap. Other income, null, because we're not selling any extra stuff. So like, we don't have restaurants, party halls, theaters, whatever. We haven't unlocked twin rooms or shops yet, and we don't really have any significant maintenance costs. The only thing that we really have is just Sim Stapler. Yeah, you know what? I actually thought about like grabbing one of like Sim Stapler or Sim Hole Punch or whatever, and just putting it on stream. Just like, yes, this is definitely a real Maxis game. I mean, I don't really think that it's worth the effort that joke would have taken, but. Alright, so let's put this back on fast mode. Ding dong! I do like all the little ambient sound effects. It makes it feel very alive, even though nothing is really happening. You actually did stream Sim Stapler. I can't talk today. Okay, so we do have a bit of a problem. All of our offices are empty, and that's because they all think the conditions are terrible, and that's because we're charging them more than they are willing to pay for this space. Which means that we're basically going to have a whole bunch of these that are a little bit cheaper, and a whole bunch of them that are a little bit more expensive, and there's not going to be any rhyme or reason whatsoever to which is which. Now you'll notice that it says conditions are terrible, which tells me that they don't like what's happening, but they will not provide more information than that. So all we know is that they don't like how it is at the moment. And while I am the kind of person who will 100% read the manual, I have not actually read the manual for this, so I don't really get the strategy, if there even is any. I feel like I need a better elevator system than I have right now. There's not a whole ton I can do about that, because, you know, elevators, they go up and down and that's it. And unfortunately, yes, you do have to manually adjust every one of these. there isn't a tool to do this in bulk, which is not ideal. It would be surely very neat. Let's see, terrible conditions. No, I don't care who's in it. I want to change the room parameters, please. Hamburger stand floor 2. I don't feel like that's... Okay, why can't we change the prices of these? Fast food neighbor is noisy. Ah! Okay, so these guys don't like that there's a fast food neighbor up there. So we're actually going to bulldoze that because it's not making us that much money. And we're broke again. Yay! On the plus side, that should improve the performance of our hotels up here. Let's put down another of our... Not enough money. We don't have any. We don't have any money, so that's cool. Just gonna have to wait a minute. How much do you need? We've got only $15,000. Yeah, that's probably why. It does seem like this particular tower is getting a lot more full, a lot faster than what I'm accustomed to. You know what, this is actually probably a good time to play around with the elevator floor settings. So for example, this one, well, first we need to check this guy. He's going to come down to 1, and he is going to stop on 2. He's not going to stop on any of the floors that are condos, primarily, or hotel rooms. We do want it to stop on all of the offices. So this is just going to take people going to the office floors. This one, however, will take people to everywhere else. 8. And it will still take people to floor 2 because of these restaurants. Later on we will get express elevators, but we do need a fair amount more population before we'll get there. Let's see if we can't fill the rest of this up. Not enough money for construction. It's interesting, this elevator seems to prioritize higher floors. $20,000 a room, these things. You do get this very satisfying, like, just constant sound of money after a little while. There's a lot of waiting for it to build up that you get with this. And also, I'm going to generally try and not have mixed floors. Like we did a mixed floor on floor 2. That was mostly because I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing, not because it's a good idea. Oh, we do have another vacated condo. Let's make sure somebody's staying there. Okay, yeah, so that elevator's keeping up acceptably. The traffic on the first floor is pretty intense. Well, you know what we can do? I think. This is interesting. I don't actually understand how this works. It's close, 5 floors closer than moving cars. I feel like there's an easy way to figure this out, but I don't really get it. Yeah, we just don't have enough floors to worry about express behaviors right now, I don't think. And I've never needed to do anything special with the service elevators, just get them onto every floor that they're supposed to stop on, and that's all you really have to worry about. There's a lot of business types stuck up here on floors 6 and 7. Yikes. I mean, I don't really know what it affects if people are unhappy at the wait time. Obviously, you're always trying to make it more efficient, but like, I'm pretty sure there's some actual like functionality to it. Like, there's something happens if they're angry for too long, but I don't know what. I think it's just they consider the conditions worse. But yeah, I really, honestly, have no idea how that functions. I don't know what that does. Okay. So let's put up another couple floors. We're pretty quickly going to want to start expanding horizontally. I don't super much want to do that right this second, but we will want to go that route fairly soon. Well, we're just going to have a fast food floor. Or if you prefer, fast floor food. And then above that, I think we'll go back to condos, because those are probably those are definitely one of the more lucrative things in general in this game. Although, let's confirm that. Yeah, so I think condos are purchased once, or annually. Not fast floor, food floor. Oh my. That, whatever you have just typed there, not fast floor, food floor, fast. That is some kind of secret tongue twister. And it kind of broke my brain. Come on, I want to construct it. Okay, I constructed it. We'll leave the rest of that floor empty because we want to focus on stuff that will actually bring income. I think we want more hotel rooms. So to that end, let's bring the elevators up here to where they go. Yeah, we'll leave that because they won't actually even use that floor unless it specifically needs them to. Three hotel rooms. Yeah, I don't really know what security does. This game is not as good at SimCity, or as SimCity 2000 at telling the player what is going on at any given time. It does okay. Like, you can check the conditions and the pricing and all that. Yeah, dirty rooms. And for some reason, housekeeping is just not doing anything. Why? Well, okay, but why is housekeeping not attempting to fix it? They're literally just all right here doing nothing. Is it because there were too many rooms to clean for the housekeeping staff that I currently have? That would surprise me, but it is not impossible. Yeah, so I'm kind of getting suspicious of the fact that housekeeping is apparently not up to the task of working on these rooms right here. I don't see any reason that it would be that way. Find person. Oh, I think... Oops, cancel. Guy McPherson. I'm going to find out how this feature works. He is stressed and does not like his office. Can't blame you, dude. Oh, he turns blue. Oh. So named people turn blue and turn up again later. So if we go find person, Guy McPherson, click find. Oh, hey, that's cool. Yeah, it's occupied, and there's our Guy McPherson, who does not like his office. That's weird, but I kind of love it. It's good. Okay, yeah, so housekeeping is not actually making it to all the rooms. That's a problem. So we are going to put down another housekeeping department up here.
Not enough money. I need more money to make the thing.
Okay, so now they're actually maybe doing the cleaning. Maybe. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like this is going to work a little bit better now. I'm not sure whether that's the case or not, but hopefully. So the condo floors seem to have less traffic, which is good because the elevator that's serving them has more floors. So that's going to be interesting.
Fast food.
Sorry if my commentary isn't particularly great today. I'm a little bit preoccupied. Immediately, well, not immediately, but pretty close to the stream today, a couple hours ago, I had my teeth cleaned, and I find that sensation extremely distracting. Well, yeah, I mean, that's... it's something that I just find a very unpleasant process, like having your teeth cleaned. scraped and all. It's just... It is not something that I've ever enjoyed the feeling of, so... Just kind of like, Okay, now what do I need to... The room is too dirty. So do I need to bulldoze these? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Literally just burn it to the ground and start fresh. Ding dong. Who is at the door? Okay, so I wonder if, now that I have the extra cleaning crew here, if that will be enough. Or if these will start having bug problems as well. There's not really going to be any way to tell. So we get a little bit more out of some of these, I think. Not entirely sure what the rent is out of. Yeah, some of these I'm sure we can increase the cost. Not sure if we want to do that though, because it's kind of price gougy. And I don't want to worry about that kind of micromanagement when this game's interface is just not very good. By modern standards. Certainly one of those things that was fine at the time, but not so great now. So these guys actually really like this spot, which might be because it's on the same floor. Oh, you can get the finance window from inspecting the lobby. That's useful. So these, I think they might be happy because there's a stairwell and proximity to the fast food without being immediately adjacent. Yeah, this is still acceptable at the full price, or at normal price, but anything higher and it would not work. Yeah, so business is very good at hamburger stand floor 2. Business is good. Business is good. Okay, so yeah, it looks like they do better in proximity to certain other rooms, certain other room types. But it looks like a lot of it is sort of implicit as to which ones it'll be. Ah, ran out of money. Caca, caca. So we have prepared a few other games for your viewing enjoyment. We've got everything you can see over at the right. So we've got Escape Velocity Override, Museum Madness, Dino Park Tycoon, Bubble Trouble, Odell Down Under, Barrack, Avara, Cythera, Chiral, Swoop, Harry the Handsome Executive, Ares, Spin Doctor, and SimCity 2000 that all work. And I think I may have forgotten to mention Dino Park Tycoon. So basically that is the condition of our Basilisk VM here. That's the stuff we have available. Oh, come on now. So wait, these are... second weekday. Oh, that's probably because there's no offices up here, but on the weekends they seem to do better. That kind of makes sense. And then in fact, that would probably improve these guys symbiotically if we expanded this out and just stuck like one fast food restaurant on each floor. And these will probably do better if we have stairs. Actually, you know what, let's just fill out the rest of the stairwell here. It's gonna be weird and slanty because I didn't think this through. That's fine. And hopefully that will get everything a little bit smoother. Now, the reason that you don't want to depend so much on stairwells in this game is that they actually have a limited number that you can have, which I recall hitting pretty quickly most of my previous plays. Fast food. Yes, we'd want to put a fast food place here, here, and here. Just right next to those offices. And then down here we'll put more offices on the same floor. So how wide does this need to be? That wide. That is how wide it needs to be. And now we might be able to just place these. It'll just fill everything in. Nope. Oh, that's a money problem, actually. Can we just place the floor by itself? No. Okay. So, for a more modern gaming experience, for the discerning Steam gamer, this game's spiritual successor is a title called Project High-Rise, which is everything that this game is and like maybe 3 or 4 times more stuff going on in it. It is very much more detailed. There's a lot more systems to keep track of, so like there's you have to worry about plumbing, you have to worry about electricity, you have to worry about not just having security, but like security deployment positions and like where they're going to be at any given time. You can have the same, a lot of the same sort of ideas. You can have for example, like fast food places, but you need to make sure to hire the right staff. It's miles more complexity with the same, the same heart and soul, the same core gameplay. That floor is suffering. Let's give it a burger place. And this one is still probably not going to be very happy. Fast food neighbor is noisy. Yeah? Why don't you tell us about it? What did you do with your demo? And also, if you have any strategic tips for me, that would be neat, because I do not remember how to actually play this well. As for why I'm lowering these rents, it is better to be getting something out of these than nothing, and I don't really understand exactly what it is they want from me well enough to fix the problems. So we're just going to lower the rent all the way down and let them kind of do their thing. Still. Clickety clickety, come on. I feel like I had a feel for this game once upon a time. But it's long gone. I do not remember how the strategies worked or what I thought the deal was. I feel like currently my big problem is elevator behavior on the left elevator, but I can't remember what you're supposed to do about it. So here I am, having no idea how to play. Well, that's still respectable. I did actually complete this once. I've seen the cathedral reward that you get at the very end of the game, and it is so underwhelming. It's literally just, okay, you get a cathedral, you are now a 5-star tower. You don't, like, get anything for it, you just have this building now. It's a little bit lame, honestly, but it's still fun. Most of the fun is getting there, not so much being there at the end. Oh, come on now. Okay, so you know what we're going to do is actually eliminate that and then wipe out all 3 of these and replace them with hotel rooms. Because I don't think we need a fast food floor up here. If we do that, we're going to want it to be down below. I very distinctly remember having a lot of, like, mixed floors. So, like, I'd build it up like this and then just have, like, one office to the side of a row of condos because there was just not quite room for another condo over there. A lot of that kind of mess. But I want to do construction. Oh, I'm $5,000 in debt. That's cool. So, my current thinking is that at least on days 2 and 3 of the week, there's almost no overlap between the hotels and the offices. So I feel like I should be using the hotels, or the left elevator for hotels and offices and the right elevator for condos. But I feel like I need double the capacity just for the offices, especially for the 6th floor, because the left elevator is catching everything on 8 and most of what's on 7, but it's not keeping up with 6 very well at all. And there's a way to control it by day of the week. Or not by day of week, but like weekday, weekend. But I don't understand how to use that tool, like, at all. Because it's a little bit cryptic, shall we say. I really like the destruction sound effect in this game. Just bump. But what if I want to clickety-click? I feel like you should let me, game. Oh, but there is room. See, no, this one. No, not that one. This one. No. What? Where's Where's the one with the high rent? One of these somewhere has disproportionately high rent, and I can't remember which one I did it to. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to. I'm not giving very good commentary, but I'm trying to work out how these overlays actually function. So I kind of don't get it. If I were to bring the service elevator down here, would the security people use it? So that's the only time it would ever go below floor 10. Is if somebody from security were riding it. And if that's a thing that they need, which I don't really know. So if it ever drops below floor 10, that'll tell us a lot about exactly how this works, how security works. Restless Geneva, everybody. This game does play quite slowly. It's pretty much just you wait for it to give you money, and then you spend all the money immediately, and then you wait for it to give you money again for a while. The upshot to this is that it's a good game to drink tea to. Weekend, but nobody's staying in the hotels because it's during the day. I kind of want to figure out the express behaviors, because you can like set them to do certain behaviors at certain times. The elevators. So like you can tell them, you know, in the morning or the first half of the morning, go all the way to the top directly and then drop to the bottom without picking anybody up. And I feel like that could be really useful, but I don't get how to apply it. I think hotel rooms are probably going to... Whoa, we lost a lot of money. Why did that happen? I think hotel rooms are going to be the key to improving... Wow! Why am I losing so much money on condos? Hold on now. Let's see if we can get these conditions up a little bit. Because, holy crap. Why is it like that? See, I don't understand that. What have I done to deserve it being like that? And see, like these on the other hand, yeah. Not stairs. So if we bring that up, yeah, even just one price increment, it jumps down to halfway down to yellow. Halfway through yellow. And yeah, they don't like that one. Yeah, I don't understand what controls these numbers, really. Like, I'm sure some of it is the elevator service, like if it actually makes it there in time. So to that end, most of the traffic to the rest of the building is doesn't overlap with the times that the offices need the elevators. So hopefully, let's just minimize that amount a little bit. Yeah, so we're making money again, kind of hand over fist now. We're still losing money on the condos. I don't really understand why. Any thoughts, guys? Because I'm not seeing anything about the condos that would indicate why people think that the conditions are bad. Going to the lobby to go home. Certainly imagine. Yeah, because I'm not seeing anything that would dictate a poor rating on any of this. Like, there's frequent elevator service, or as frequent as I can muster, and that's really the only thing that I have control over right now. So we'll have another full service elevator, and then we'll keep one that's just dedicated to the office floors. Let's see if that kind of manages the demand a little bit better. I'm almost thinking we should have one of the elevators that services only the hotel rooms and just expect that it'll go empty, 2 days of the week. Almost seems sane. Not enough money for another elevator, so we'll have to wait on that. And I don't know that there's any way to really get this figured out without just watching it go. Oh gosh. I'm nervous about this crashing, so we're just gonna save this. What should we title it? What is this tower called? Something Heights, something Loft. The something building. The Braun Llama Dome, for all that it matters. It's a bit lame, but we're gonna call it Twitch Tower. We can always rename it later. Elevated Heights. Oh, that's good. That's good. I think that might be a winner. I'm just gonna save as Elevated Heights. That'll be fine. I'll wipe out the old save later. And that chirping sure is loud for a second. Bird noises! Ah! Loud birds! Ah, birds. Okay, so it looks like the 3 elevator system we've got is keeping up relatively well. Yeah. Chirp chirp mofos. Brilliant. I think our total population is actually about where we want it, like for getting the next thing. But at least as of right now, it's all. Whoops. That's a mistake. Okay, there we go. I feel like there's some setting somewhere that I'm missing that would just kind of clear all this up. Like if I just changed some elevator behavior somewhere, then it would all be fine. But I'm just kind of not seeing it. Wow, holy crap, that was a lot of money all of a sudden. Let's expand the lower floors, I think. And there goes all the money. There is unfortunately not a way to zoom in and out, and also not a way of making the game window any bigger. It just wants to be this size. So... so we're kind of stuck with it being how it is right now. Even though it's not quite how I would prefer it. I don't care particularly about the height, I just want it wider, you know? Oh wow, there's actually... it's like pop-in on the clouds. What's that all about? Okay. Clickety-click. On the one hand, they did really good ambience, like ambient sounds for this game. On the other hand, they only did like 2 ambient sounds for this game. And one of them is Restless Geneva. You know, I wonder if it would be beneficial to set one of the elevators to express to top and one of the elevators to express to bottom at all times. So there's just always a quick way up and down. I wonder if that would be beneficial or if that would even matter, really. there's our condos. Now more offices. Of course, it is the weekend, so these aren't going to give us any return right away. Whoopsie. There's just something really funny to me about that destruction sound effect. It's that bump. It's like I don't know, they had that really effective, like, kablooey sound from SimCity 2000, and this shares a bunch of sound effects with that game. So, like, they had the sound library available. Oh my goodness, that was... Why was it letting me build when I was in debt? I just looked at the thing. The burger signs... burger signs in the burger joint have black bun... Oh my gosh, they do. Oh, that's super weird. It's this guy right here. I don't know how visible that is on the stream, but... Oh, that's very strange. That's very, very strange looking. Holy crap, the elevators are having a bad time. Wow. Take the stairs, people. Holy crap. Nope. Okay, what's the problem with these? Conditions are terrible. I promise you they're not, but whatever you say. Conditions are terrible. No, they're not. Conditions are terrible and the elevator is too far. Okay, well, that one we can fix. Because we do actually need to spread the elevators out a little bit. Let us wipe that and put another one down on the other end. Can't build another elevator. Well, that sucks. Well... How much money do I need for an elevator that I already built? A lot. Okay, got it. Tons. And now we have to be able to build the floor before we can extend this up any further. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! So this is going to be a recurring problem. We're going to need to eventually spread the elevators out all the way across the entire horizontal structure. Oh, come on! I put an elevator inside the room! Come on, man! And it didn't say the conditions got any better. Just ain't right. Okay, now what's the matter with you? What don't you like? Conditions are terrible. Well, for 5,000 bucks a month, are conditions any better? Okay, we've got a couple more vacant buildings here. The fast food neighbor is noisy. The conditions are terrible. What if I drastically lower your rent? Is it still terrible then? Oh crap. That condo is not in good shape. Business is very good. Too far from lobby or sky lobby? Well, but it's on the same floor as the offices. Which makes the offices better. but not apparently that much better. I don't understand how to price these things. I really don't know how they work. Yeah, see, these guys are happy now that there are restaurants on their floors, so I can charge them more for the same thing. Like, a lot more in some cases. Yeah. Yeah, so that should improve my revenue on those. Fast food neighbor. Don't like the neighbor fast food. It's weekend, so those aren't even going to be checked for whether they can be moved into for another day. So I'm going to make sure that they are at a setting where they should get checked properly and then leave them. Kaboom, kaboom. This is a pretty satisfying noise, the build sound. Neighbor get made into fast food. I don't even know what to make of that statement, but yeah, sure.
Out of money. I am out of money again. Where is all of my money? I need to make more buildings. To get more money to make more buildings with.
Oh my gosh. Why did all of the condos go on sale at the same time? Why do they all suck so much? What the heck? Oh, wow. That one actually bottomed out. I did not know that could happen. Ooh. But why? What about the conditions is bad? Everything is fine. You've got easy access to all kinds of cool facilities. You've got rock bottom rent prices. And I physically am not allowed to put in enough elevators in this tower to make all of this flow smoothly, so I don't know what else you want from me. Okay, this one doesn't like its conditions. This one doesn't like its conditions. But why? It just says they're bad, but it doesn't say what the conditions that are bad are. Like, I keep thinking it's something with the elevators because there are no other metrics. Like, that's what confuses me. Like, there are no metrics available. You just have people live there or people don't. And then, like, if you're particularly diligent, then you get, like, these overlays. There are no dirty rooms. I think the next milestone is 1,000 population. Well, like, so the reason that I say that is because, like, if you look at this, I am massively in the red right now, right? Like monstrously in the red. but let's just give it a second. So we've got a little bit of overnight. It's going to fast forward. And without me doing anything to earn it, we are already about halfway back into the black, and I haven't changed anything. So that's store noises, which is probably the fast food places, which means it was just lunch. Like, I'm not doing anything differently, and now it's like, no, you're fine, everything's fine, you get your money back. And we haven't even had any more hotel guests, which is where a lot of the real money is going to come in just a minute. So, like, I don't... There doesn't appear to be any rhyme or reason to what the challenges are. It's just kind of like sometimes it's going to make you deal with stuff, and sometimes it's just going to completely forgive you everything. It's also weird because it, like, sometimes selectively lets you build stuff while in debt. But, like, not always, so... Yeah, it's very weird. So it's weekend now. And yeah, we're back up in the black. It took 2 days to more than recover. Oh, kind of making me nervous there, game. That sudden lag spike in a 25-year-old game, or however old this is. And we're out of money. Evaluation, terrible. But why? There's a couple of dirty rooms, so we probably want another housekeeping. Whenever it decides to give us the money for it. Is it like having a security office on every floor that would make it play nice? I don't... It just doesn't seem like there's any criteria. It just, there's some algorithm running in the background that's like, you know, you just... Like, you can survive through anything, which is what I mean by forgiving. Like, there's the... Oh, hey, Santa. Hey, friend. Da-ding, da-dong. How much money do I need for this? Whoa! Not that much. Whoa! I don't know if you guys saw that, but we just jumped to negative 6 digits, and then immediately to positive 6 digits. So we just lost $500,000 and then made $1 million instantly. And I genuinely don't know why. Okay. So back to filling up just all of the space with hotel rooms. Yeah, it's this is this is pretty typical for this game. It's like it will punish you for absolutely nothing and then reward you for absolutely nothing in direct sequence with one another. And there doesn't seem to really be any way to tell what it's going to do, as far as I've been able to discern. There's probably some overlay somewhere that I just don't understand how to use, because that's kind of how Maxis games are. But yeah, I just don't really know, is all. Oh, come on now. So for context, second weekday, quarter one, fourth year, at the beginning of the day, I ran out of money. So I actually had 0 for a second. Now we will watch and see what happens to the money counter, the money gauge. Because I suspect we're basically going to see fireworks for a second here. So how are the hotel rooms doing? No dirty rooms, acceptable pricing, and these hotel rooms are all bad. Why? Why? They're all completely fine. What's the problem with them? Like, the evaluation is bad, but there's no... Yeah. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of the situation we're in right now, is seeing the Sims in our tower complaining in exactly that manner, but with significantly less justification. I mean, to be fair, I imagine if I lived here, I'd probably hate it too, but... But not because the owners made a mistake. That is one thing that Project High-Rise is a lot better about than SimTower. It actually provides you a great deal of information about everything that's going on in your tower. Granted, it forces you to then act on a great deal of information at once, which makes it complicated and difficult, but at the same time, there's none of this guesswork of like, well, but why doesn't it like this one particular room? It's like, if it doesn't like it, it's because of something that you were told about or could find out about. Multiple cars in an elevator shaft. Yes, I am pretty sure that is a thing, but I'm gonna find out if I can do it. Let's wait until we build up some cash. And then we'll find out. So the star rankings are based on how much population you have at any given moment, not overall. So it doesn't take an average of your population over the course of a full day. It's your population at the second that it checks it. So we made, what, 6,000 during the day. And yeah, it's been 24 hours since I was completely broke. Yes, that is a thing you can do. You are right. Thank you for the reminder. We will be doing that all over the place. Because I think that might be the condition people don't like. So we got 2 over here, 3 in the middle, and then I'll have 2 in the one on the left that just serves offices. Well, whenever it gives me more cash. Yeah, that should help dramatically. Oh gosh, you know what? That's what this business in the interface is for. So we'll put one on floor 5, one on floor 10. And that will substantially ease the congestion that we're dealing with. And I feel like kind of an idiot for not remembering that was the case, because that's really obvious. This one is just going to live on floor 8, here. We'll put one down on floor 7 as soon as it lets us. That was a very helpful reminder, thank you. So it looks like you actually aren't building the elevator shaft, you're just building the elevator car. Because once you've got an elevator shaft, you can raise it and lower it as far as you want within its overall tolerance. Yeah, negative, $150,000, no big. Let's change that one to number 7. Okay, yeah, that's better. That's better. That's a lot better. Alright, let's check our evaluations. Oh wow. Whoa, that's a lot better. Okay. Wow, what a difference that makes. Okay. So now that the hotel rooms actually work properly, let's see what happens when it gets to be evening. Because I think we might pass 1,000. Over the weekend, on the first weekend day is going to be my prediction. Because right now all the office workers are fleeing, so it's kind of reaching parity with all the hotel rooms. But I think that come the weekend, the hotel rooms will fill up before the offices have all emptied out, and the condos will also all be full still. Yeah, so the population goes way down now by, more than 200. Man, that multi-elevator thing. I am a little embarrassed that I forgot that was a thing you could do, because that is super, super important. Wow. And it's even keeping up with the demand. Alright, here we go again. The hotel rooms are all filling up. Come to think of it, with the point of this game being to maximize the number of people in your tower at the same time, this is like the worst thing that could possibly happen for a fire marshal. Like from a fire marshal's perspective. Well, I've actually done this wrong. This should be 6 and 11. That means that this over here is probably also wrong. No, this is actually right. Okay. Sure. How many people can go into each one of these? 3, 4. So they're not very well populated, but they are very lucrative. Yeah, I guess there is actually some kind of strategy to this, sort of. was wrong about the weekend. So, that means that we will need to build another couple floors. Fleur. Alright. And I think we want more offices. Because their populations are actually pretty dense compared to other parts of the building. Do we want more fast food up here, do you guys think? No. Quite see where the building ended. Okay, well in that case I'll probably be bulldozing a couple of these. Probably the ones on the end. $953. Oh, come on. Come on, we can make it. Oh. Oh, wait. Hey, 3 stars. We can do some other crap now. We can have escalators. And we can have express elevators, which are excellent. And now we can do... Oh, we need a recycling center. We can also have all of this crap. Oh, boy. Okay, well. These lucky guys up here are gonna get... Well, no, they're not. We're actually gonna leave those how they are. I don't think they need any special accommodations. But what we can do is put down, let's see, what is this? A parking ramp. How does this work? Does that go up here? No, that goes here. No, that goes here. How do we do this? We want more ramp because we want it to be lower in the building. Medical center near the lobby for the condos. Okay. This is the part where people remember that they can make demands and then suddenly have to do a whole bunch of random crap. That's wrong. Go away. It's very interesting. I'm hearing money come in every time that I build one of these. Could be the money is getting spent, but either way it uses the same sound effect as getting paid, so that's a little strange. Need a recycling center. Not enough money. Okay, we'll hold off on the recycling for a second. We do want a hospital. That's also too expensive. Oh, we should probably also make it so that people can actually get to these. Why cannot place Sure. Alright. There's no rhyme or reason to that, but alright. Let's see. We want an express elevator, but not yet. The hotel suites are good, but we don't want to spend the money on that quite yet. First things first. Hospital. Wow, really? That's expensive. Alright, let's try the recycling center again then. Are these both? Yeah, they're both 500,000. Well, that sucks. But why? Alright, so that's all filled in. Let's just quickly build out the floor. Alright, that should be good. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the recycling center does require road access, so it has to be on a floor that has parking, or the parking ramps at least. I know it needs a recycling center. I'm trying very hard to make one. Boink. Alright. Recycling, check. Hospital, not yet. Hospital, almost. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Medical center. Yay! Medical center, floor B1. Recycling center, floor B4. Now. Restaurants. Which I believe are actually kind of expensive. How much are these? 200,000. These ones are 100,000. These ones are 500,000. These ones are 100,000. Okay. So we'll focus on getting a cinema down over here somewhere or other. But I do want to have either shops or probably a restaurant right here. The parking is going to have to expand off to the left, probably. That was a strange noise. How are you guys liking this so far? Decent stream? Decent game? Decent gameplay? Very towerful. That's, yeah. I mean, that's a fair, it's a fair review. Put security down here. I still don't really know what security does, but we're gonna have it, I guess. And since I can't see behind this elevator, I don't know exactly where the medical center ends. So we're just gonna have to wait until we have enough money for it and then just start randomly clicking around. Zoop, 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 zoop. Wow, that's a lot of people. Even our enhanced elevator system still can't take care of it all. There we go. Pub. It's pub. Very few customers. Yeah, I'll say today's patronage 0. Alright. Now let's try again with this escalator here that I wanted. Okay. Sure. That doesn't make any sense, but alright. Now, restaurants, I believe, only open up in the evening. So they don't make any money at all, but they also don't have any running costs for most of each day. But they're open most of the weekend and every evening as well. Or, no, maybe it's only in the evenings, I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. 3 o'clock p.m. Yeah, here we go. Still very few customers. For now. Average. For now! There we go. Business is very good. Alright. So the cinema is our next big purchase, I think. And if I remember correctly, you can change the movies. Show the latest movies. Love in New York. And it shows for 1 quarter, which is either a week or 3 months, depending on how you interpret this game's wonky time scale. It was probably a bad idea to build that on a weekday, right at the beginning of the week, but that's okay. Now there's a party hall, which will occasionally have parties happen in it. Ah! Chris is out of money again. But I wanna build it! Don't mind my imaginary tantrum. Come on, how much does this thing cost? Oh. Well, that would do it. Is there anything commercial that we can put into that small of a space? I don't think there is, but I would really like to use that space somehow. Maybe more parking spots, I guess? I don't know. Let's see, we probably want more restaurants down here. We do have to wait for them. Oh, hey look, a party. Let's see what is happening at the party hall. A party is happening! Oh good, a party. Oh, okay. Business is very good. What are you? Pet store. Oh my, a party is happening. Men's clothing. Business is average at men's clothing. And none of these have anything to say, so I assume everything's fine. Alright, let's put down a high capacity elevator someplace. This seems like a good place for it. Yeah, it's not directly underneath the... Oh, yeah, we're broke, aren't we? Well, let's give it a minute. Nighttime, 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 and morning. Crap loads of income. I think we need, like, really a lot of money to build this thing, though. Come on, keep it up. Keep it up. Come on. More money, please. More money. I need more money, please. I think it's 400,000 for each to build the elevator shaft and one carriage, and then 150,000 for each additional car, which is a lot. No getting around that. Income from party hall. Oh my. That was a lot of noise all at once. Wait, there's no movie showing. Where was that noise coming from? So these are a little bit weird. These will stop on the lower floors, the subterranean floors. And then every 15th floor after that, as well as every lobby. And they have a capacity of how many people? I don't remember. It does say somewhere. But yeah, they can carry a butt ton of people. Compared to normal elevators, and are therefore very helpful. So we're just gonna have lots of restaurants on this floor. And also another escalator, because it's gonna be like that. And I think we don't need these anymore now that there's escalators. A bunch of thumps. It's very loud compared to the other sound effects. Shut up! Okay, and now we'll have a floor full of shops down below that. Even though that doesn't make very much sense, we're still gonna have it just live right next to this massive pile of garbage. Yeah, no information, just a massive pile of garbage. So what we're doing down here is basically just making money. We're not actually increasing our population. We're not going for the next star yet, and won't for a little while. Come on. No shop has moved in. I seem to remember there are more sound effects depending on... It's a sellout! You know, you're right, I have sold out. I'm embarrassed by that joke. Okay. So at the moment, we're just in wait for income mode. Until we can build up the rest of this floor. Oh man, really? How much does a shop front cost? Why is it so much? Yeah, these are already starting to pay for themselves. That's commerce noise you're hearing. Now, if only the commerce noise would pay me. That's a very different sound. I guess that's a party is happening? Kinda hard to tell. Darn it, love in New York, I don't care. I know you take your romantic storyline very seriously, but this just isn't the time. I could not hope to do an impression of that movie. Although in all likelihood I could probably get Escape Velocity Nova working on this computer without too much difficulty. And by working I mean working in a streamable condition. Alright, back to normal stuff. Let's start doing, let's give it another couple floors of offices. Let's have a 5-floor block of offices here. Hopefully that'll give us some weekday income. Rent. I'm out of money. Crap. Yeah, it does run on Windows. That's what I was saying about getting it into a streamable condition. Come on, I want to build the rest of the floor. Well, I mean, lucky me, I'm on Windows 7 because I hate Windows 10 and I want nothing to do with it. I mean, if it's all the same to Microsoft, I'd rather not have my privacy breached with literally every single update. That's not right. That's too far over. Clunk. And Nova is, if I'm not mistaken, computationally weak enough that I should be able to stream it even on my relatively old computer. It's not that old, but it's old enough, and the graphics card is like the lowest end of like medium high that I could get at the time. So it does have some fun trying to encode video in real time, but mostly it gets the job done. Okay, so once we've got this all built up, then we'll start messing with the elevators again, because we are definitely going to need at least one more in each of the each of the three main shafts. I think the express elevator is still okay right now. Wait, are there really? Total conversion? I mean, that doesn't shock me or anything, but I am impressed. Elevator noise. Zoom, zoom, zoom. By which I mean some kind of weird space thing. Oh, cool. If you can point me to that, I'll take a look later on. Sounds like actually kind of a lot of fun. Alright, so even at night we're actually up to 1,700 population, which is pretty good, if I do say so myself. Particularly with how little effort we've put into making everything fit properly. No, that was a waste of money. Now I don't have to care because I've just received massive amounts of income for doing absolutely nothing. Cool. Ah. I gotta say, I love that you can bulldoze stuff with people living in it. No, those people just stopped existing, it's fine. None of them died. So the reason that we're putting these all in at floor 15 is that floor 15 is where the express elevator stops, which means that that's where they're all going to be able to interact with it. Do 1 on 6 and 1 on 7, that should be okay. Plenty of no, yeah, and I suppose that makes me the Vogons then. We have surpassed 2,000 population. Does not do us any good, but we have done it. Sim Tower version 1.2. Okay, but give me some useful information, please. Oh, that's interesting. This actually wasn't a sim game. I didn't even realize. Well, that's not anything that I need to know about in order to play. I am going to check and see if there's an instructions thing. Because that can go away because it's not called Twitch Tower anymore. Read me first. Alright, good night, Swordfish. Thank you very much for joining. Have a lovely evening, and we'll be back tomorrow. So if you want to join for that, that would be great. Oh my gosh. I think I legitimately have never had this happen. According to this, there are terrorist attacks in this game. Yikes. Oh, security and housekeeping can be bulldozed. That's good to know. Okay. A hidden bomb will explode at 3 o'clock. Well, let's find the bomb. What even is this? I've never had this happen before. Okay. Yay! Thanks. That was completely bonkers. Alright. I literally read about terrorist attacks and literal seconds passed before one happened. So that's cool. Okay, 5,000 is the next population milestone that I need to hit. And then it looks like we need a VIP rating, recycling, medical, and more than one suite. Oh, for the VIPs to stay in. Okay. Then we have to place the metro. We get 10,000. And then once we get 15,000, then we get the cathedral. Oh boy. Condo owners and hotel visitors are sensitive to noise from other facilities on the same floor. Unfortunately, even 1 pixel earplugs are too big to fit into Sim's ears. That is the most Maxis explanation for that mechanic ever. Oh boy. The best way to keep your condo and hotel tenants happy is to build floors with nothing but condos and other floors with nothing but hotel rooms. That's already how I have it. They even bother each other. If you must mix condos and hotel rooms with other facilities, then you'll need to leave some empty floor space between them. 6 offices wide keeps hotel visitors happy, and double that keeps condo dwellers isolated enough. Okay. Elevator control. Take time to read the elevator section in the SimTower manual. I don't have the SimTower manual anymore. I lost it when I was about 8. It's quite presumptuous. Oh my gosh. Section off your tower every 30 levels. Express elevators. RTFM, yeah, it's a problem when the manual tells you to read the manual. That seems weird. I mean, I know technically this is a readme, but all right, you know what? Let's
When you are routing your elevators, keep in mind that Sims will only transfer transportation modes once. This means if a sim takes a standard elevator from floor 35 to floor 30, then transfers to an express elevator and continues down to floor 1, a sim will not take any more transportation modes other than walking. If the sim took
Oh, I'm
an
sure, yeah.
escalator or
I'm sure it
express
exists.
elevator, that still counts as 2 modes of transportation. Sims look for the easiest way to travel from point A to point B. They will usually take the closest elevator to their point of origin. Here are the modes of transportation in the order that the Sims prefer to travel. Escalators, stairs, standard elevator, express elevator. Of course, if the Sim is on floor 15, she won't be able to take escalators all the way down to floor 1. But she will take the standard elevator instead of the express, even though they both travel to floor 1 from 15. If you are getting demand messages from the Sims saying, tenants on floor X do not get to floor Y, check to see if the Sims have adequate transportation. If the transportation looks fine and you still get the same demand, look closely at the lobby floor on which the Sim is changing transportation methods. On the transfer lobby floor, make sure that there is actual lobby built all along the floor. If there is any break in the lobby, it will appear as a gray section on the floor. 2 sections of lobby with even a sliver of
Okay,
gray
Fred, we're
between
done. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. But you can kind of ramble on sometimes, Fred. You know what? No, Fred was entertaining. Bad news is just going to be painful. Oh, we have a stormy weather event. You know what? Come to think of it. Let's increase that a bit and see if it changes anything. gonna set this to 30 for all of these and just see if that changes our traffic. In any significant way. And I'm guessing the answer is yes, but I don't know. Also, apparently we're supposed to have really a lot more of these parking spaces. Oh my goodness. Terrible sales. Change the movie. Good grief. No kidding. Show the latest movies. Waikiki Moon. What is that? It's a dolphin. Waikiki Moon is a movie about dolphins. I just learned that. Who am I? Okay. So I think the width that we have here is pretty okay, at least for right now. Obviously later on we'll have to go back over and widen it out. So we're gonna have a floor full of twin rooms, or double rooms or whatever. And then we're gonna have a room of suites immediately above it. And what that will do is it'll allow a VIP to rate our tower. And then once a VIP rates our tower, then we may become eligible for our 4th star. We'll probably want some extra housekeeping up here. Crap. Wait a minute. Also going to bring that up here, so the service elevator can reach these floors just in case. We'll go back through and make suites. We don't want too hugely many of these because they don't hold very many people, and eventually we're going to mostly, it's going to mostly come down to how many people we can cram into any given chunk of the tower, because you need 15,000 people in order to get the full tower rating, which carries no effect except allowing you to build one specific room. It's a silly game. I don't like being denied the opportunity to build crap. Is floor 15 a lobby floor? Yeah, floor 15 is a floor that is supposed to have a lobby on it. I done goofed. Although I think you can have only partial lobbies on a given floor, so we'll go back over and clear that out. Or at least, yeah, I don't know. We'll make it how it's supposed to be. Doubles are 50,000, suites are 100,000, yeah. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit to build out the rest of this floor, but that's alright. Construction is expensive, And somewhere we're losing a little bit more money, 3,000. Well, 3 million actually, but mostly it seems like it's okay. Yeah. So the elevator maintenance is getting a little expensive, but not too terrible. Certainly nothing that isn't offset by a bunch else. So I think we're alright. Oh wow, that's a lot of money we've suddenly obtained. Hey, look at that, the service elevator actually has a job now. Let's add another carriage to it just to make sure none of the suites get dirty. One at the top, one at the bottom, that should do. Okay, so what we're gonna do is basically bulldoze floor 15 and put in a lobby up here because I forgot that. Oh. Oh my. This office space may need to be replaced by something else. As in, we might need to, like, all of these offices for these however many floors, we might need to just switch them out for something not office-y and put the office somewhere else. Like, put a bank of offices elsewhere. Now, I wonder if we can put the medical facility onto this floor. Like medical and security. I guess let's knock down a couple of these for security place, the security station. And then we'll clear out clear out 3 of these for a hospital. Put that there. And then fill out the rest of this as lobby space. Oh, we're out of money. Whoops. Okay. It's just a concerto of ding and whir. There we go. That's the end of the lobby for that floor. So we probably want to actually put in as many commercial areas up here as we can, because they perform better when they're close to lobbies. And that's the primary way that they're nerfed by placing them elsewhere. So we probably want, if anything, to put to wipe out at least 2 floors of offices here and put the commercial areas in there instead. So like put up a theater maybe, or more of the restaurants or something. Not sure if I want to do that, but that would be kind of the typical strategy. That elevator doesn't go to those floors because they don't have offices. Okay, so we've got about a little over, or a little under half an hour left of the stream, so I think what we're going to do is save our game here and spend a little bit of time doing something else just for some variety. And first things first, let's learn some stuff.
The elevator control panel. Open the elevator control panel by clicking the elevator machinery with the query tool. This panel can seem confusing at first, especially the floors closer than moving cars. The floors closer than moving cars setting determines how many elevator cars are moving in a particular shaft at one time.
It just has no idea how to handle sentence structure.
Cars box has a default setting of 5. Here's what that means.
Any other voice requests? Ooh, sorry for the noise just then. So there's a couple in here that I actually don't recognize. So I've never seen this Mr. Hughes or Mariel before. I'm not sure about Otis. Oh, it's terrible. Pipe Organ and Good News are similarly bad. I also don't recognize Zero here. Or Votron.
Suppose a sim is on not 0th floor and requests an elevator.
Whoa!
At the same time, there is a empty car on not 60th floor not doing anything. With a setting on code 5 code, the simulator looks 5 floors on.
Holy crap, I've heard this before.
Floor 25 close parenthesis and 5 floors down the shaft open parenthesis.
In a couple of songs?
50 close parenthesis for any moving cars.
And in Gumby, of all places. That is absolutely bonkers. I always wondered where that voice came from. Okay, what is this one?
If there's a moving car in this range, and if it's headed in the direction of inland to travel, the moving car
Oh,
will
wow.
respond to the request and the car on floor 26 will stay put.
There's uses for these things.
Floor 26 would respond if there were no moving cars between floor 50 and floor 25. If you change
I
the
do
number
like how
of
nasal
floors
this guy
closer
is.
than moving cars could.
Okay, what about Mr. Hughes?
If you change the number of quote floors closer than
Ooh,
moving cars quote to quote
that's
one,
bad.
all the elevator cars in a particular shaft will be moving most of the time. Moving all the cars all the time may not be a good solution for more tower. We you will open parenthesis especially the paragraphs on quote leaving quote open floor location for empty cars close parenthesis to find out why.
That's not a good voice. I feel like that may have predated Fred. Are there any other novelty voices that I haven't heard? I think I've heard Robovox, but let's check.
Response time. When response time is set to 0, it means that as soon as someone gets in the elevator,
I haven't heard
the
this
door
one.
closes and the elevator leaves. If a lot of people are waiting for an elevator, it's possible that only a few of them will be able to.
You can reduce stress by letting your elevators wait
And
for a
of
before taking off.
course, the other one that's grown famous these days.
You can reduce stress by
What?
letting elevators wait for a while before taking off.
That's not Bruce? What the heck was that? What was that? That was bizarre.
You can reduce stress by letting your elevator wait for a while before taking off.
weird. No, it's not even close.
It's not preferred size. Single click on the same tower icon in the Finder. Open the Finder.
This is strange. I wonder if there's any others that are broken like that.
Is the preferred size.
Yeah, that's normal.
On the same tower icon in the
Is the preferred size. Single click on the sim tower icon in the Finder.
What
Open
is
the file
going
menu
on
and
with this?
select Get Info
Why do some of them
from the
work and
sim
some of them are
tower
like
info
this?
window. Highlight.
Is the preferred size. Single click on the sim tower icon in the Finder. Open
Oh
up.
man, I can't take that voice. It's so bad. What's the other like singing one? It's pipe organ, isn't it?
Suppose a
Yeah, that's the one.
to 0 TH floor and requests an elevator. At the same time, there is an empty car on the 26 TH floor not doing anything. With a set
So, I don't know about you, but for me, messing around with simple text was like one of the highlights of growing up, specifically with a Mac, because Macintalk is just an adventure sometimes. It's magical. Wow. In retrospect, I should probably make it pause between these. Okay, hold on a minute, Fred. Hold your horses. Let's see, a line and a half is probably enough to get the point across, I think. It is, yeah. It's strange to listen to this. What I love is that they tried to simulate, like, running out of breath. But then Fred forgets to pretend to breathe. And then there is one more that I didn't have in here before, which is repetitions of the letter W. And this one does something weird because just slowly pitches down. It is, yeah. It's a bit like Nico Nico. Right at the end, he just decides to start over for no reason at all. Man, Macintalk is weird. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's an incredible program, especially for the time, but it's got some strange quirks. Okay. Alright, so for the last 15 minutes or so, I'm thinking something smaller, something more arcadey. We've got some small arcadey crap from yesterday, or not yesterday, but last Friday when I streamed. So, yeah, any preferences? Anything you want to watch me play for 10 minutes? Fix my view settings because it keeps dropping them for some reason. Doop. I guess I'll toss up Barrack if there's no if there are no suggestions. Or Barrack could crash my emulator, that's fine too. Okay. Good gracious. I am so displeased with that behavior. And look how futuristic this is. This is what the future looks like. And this definitely resembles the gameplay. And now I need to remember what the heck the key commands are. CXZ. Okay. I win. Yeah. The future where Tron looks disproportionately good from a technical perspective. And where 90s PSAs rule all. Okay. And this sound design is really quite an adventure. Oh. Oh, I got a ×3 multiplier. Okay. A mediocre score for a mediocre game. Me fool me. Oh, come on. Oh. 1/2 multiplier. Yay! I love that it still plays a little make fun of you noise right at the end. Oh, come on now. Those bouncy ones seem to sort of force you to shoot vertically. I'm not sure if that's actually the case.
Oh my my! Oh my god!
It's a freaking game. Very fair, Barrick. Thank you for causing me to die on literally the very first shot. Halfway inside of a ball. Ow. Did I get something for doing that? Alright. We got the 4 lives, but, you know, who cares? Ah, okay. I've never actually used this magnet thing. How does this work? Wait, was that? I think that sound effect was stolen from an old TV show. Although, I don't know which one, actually. The phrase was Wonder Twin powers activate, which I've heard elsewhere. But I don't know the context. And I am fairly sure that they didn't have the rights to use it. Oh. Yeah, that was never gonna work.
You disgust me.
Thanks, Barrick. You're truly an excellent and contemporary game. That is definitely a completely original concept, and consequently that I fully respect as a work of art in the entertainment industry. By which I mean Barrick is kind of crappy. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game, but it is. I don't know. It's the type of shallow that was very common for games of that time period, where there just isn't that much to it, because there doesn't have to be. Yeah, I'll take a triple score. Wow. This freaking game. It's just oozes 90s. I really do wonder sort of what was the driving force behind all of these Ambrosia Software published clones of classic games, because they made a whole bunch of them right at the beginning of their career, or their, whoops. What in the world is happening right now? And I died on the same level anyway. Yay! Because I got greedy. But I did get my name on the high score list somehow. Okay, I think that's enough Barrack for right now. Alright. So I'm thinking that tomorrow we might take a crack at Cythera. We might continue Sim Tower. Or we might do some Escape Velocity, because I kind of want to get back into that, and Override is good. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we'll do that, but I'm kind of inclined. I may actually also... Might be worth setting up my my USB controller with Joy-to-Key, so that I can play Escape Velocity on a controller. Yeah, Cythera is... I don't know, it to me, at the time, I didn't have a lot of context to understand it, so I definitely didn't really get what was going on at all. Like, I was just incredibly terrible at it. But what I did pick up is that it's like Exile. And that actually sort of turned me off of it at the time, because I didn't understand Exile. Truthfully, I still don't really understand the Spiderweb Software titles. Exile certainly among them. But like, since then, I've kind of come to appreciate that style a little bit more through games like what's it called? No, Exile is totally different from Cythera. Just like when I saw Cythera, I had already seen Exile, and that was the only frame of reference that I had for it. So like, I hadn't seen an Ultima game before, and truthfully, I really still haven't, even though I own a pair of them. Like physical copies, because I'm a nerd. Coincidentally, the feelies for Ultima are super cool. There's like a printed cloth map of the world in one of them. It's surprisingly neat. Yeah, so we might give Cythera a try. We might give, like I said, so Cythera, Ares, Escape Velocity, or Sim Tower are pretty much the games that I'm looking at for tomorrow. We'll play it by ear, whichever one stands out. And chances are pretty good that I'll just start one at the beginning of the stream, and then as people join in, they can suggest changes if there's anything else that seems interesting. So in the meantime, I am going to shut down my completely legit real Mac, and that will be our stream for the night. Have a great evening, everybody.